Hey, it's Jad here with another edition of League of Learning. Last week, we talked about some of the season changes. This week, I wanted to talk about a jungler who has seen a lot of play, particularly in the LPL, and then much less pick or ban play in the other regions. So I wanted to look at what the LPL sees in Graves and why he's so widely adopted there. So I did a lot of studying within the LPL to figure out why Graves is so widely used there. So from there, there's some core items for jungle Graves. You see a lot of him in solo queue as well, so these are kind of words to live by. Boots of Swiftness, because he doesn't benefit much from attack speed and he just wants to get along really fast. The Tracker's Knife dominates pro play because of the ease of getting the wards earlier. And then the rest of the itemization for Graves is basically attack damage, armor penetration, and resilience there. So you can kind of pick and choose any order of these, Maul of Mount Mortius, Ghost Blade if you're ahead, Sterix Gauge if you're really worried about burst, and then the Rapid Fire Cannon is a niche item when you're trying to better siege because you get the longer range on the first turret shot. From there, also, Runes and Masteries, if you're wondering about that. Attack damage or armor pen for your marks, you have a few options. Seals, obviously armor. Your glyphs should be magic resist or CDR. And then your quints, some people do attack speed, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I'd say attack damage or armor pen. The rule of thumb with that is generally the better you are at the early jungle clear, the less you need attack damage and the more you'll want armor pen to do some damage in team fights. Masteries are pretty simple, 12 on the Ferocity tree, 18 in Cunning. Everyone brings Thunderlord's Decree. That was also on patch 5.24, but it should remain true on 6.1 and future patches as well. The main thing you need to learn for jungle Graves, though, is the jungle clear. That's actually the really important thing here. You have to note Graves has 2 bullets currently stored in his shotgun. You want to use both of those while kiting back. Also note that when you shoot, it knocks whatever is attacking you back. So it's very important to move during a jungle clear. Notice this is Claky D doing this jungle clear here as an LCS jungler in Season 3. And uses the smite to heal yourself up, gets the red buff off, and always using the full 2 auto attacks and reloading. Now that you're level 2, there's another element that you need to put in here. When you dash, it automatically reloads 1 shell. So notice how you want to use your attack, dash immediately after, and then get your attacks off afterwards. Basically, when done optimally, you can get through an entire jungle clear on Graves without using a single health potion. So that's why most Graves do refillable health potion, just use one of them, then they have extra healing for team fights after that. Then, since you know how to jungle now, what team compositions work for him, since he's not a traditional tank CC jungler. He's good with team comps that have crowd control, tankiness, and good damage spread, so at least one magic damage dealer somewhere in there. A good example team comp is something that was ran in the LPL, Trundle, Lysandra in the solo lanes, Alistair to bring a little bit more CC. A bad team comp example where Graves isn't going to have that great of a time is where there's a complete lack of reliable crowd control. So Graves isn't going to be able to land his skill shots very easily, and he's going to have a hard time executing his damage, plus he'll be focused fairly easily. All in all, whenever you see a champion that is picked above 80% in any particular region, it usually filters to the other region, because in order for a champion to have that type of widespread popularity, there has to be something extremely powerful about him. In Graves' case, it's the absurd jungle clear, it's the fact that he can burst people from 100 to 0 in their jungle later in the game, and he can also fit into a lot of team compositions if you build it properly. So I hope you can try jungle Graves yourself. I think he'll be a monster in solo queue and in all of the competitive leagues in the coming weeks, and I hope you learned something.